I love the smell of liberals in the afternoon. Actually, I don't love the smell of liberals in the afternoon. It's why I'm on the air in the afternoon, to avoid the smell of liberals in the coffee shops of Nancy Pelosi, San Francisco. All right, welcome back to the Savage Nation. We have joining us now a man I'm very proud to have on the show, Congressman-elect Allen West. Colonel, welcome to the Savage Nation. What a great day it is, isn't it?
It is an absolutely great day, Dr. Savage. Thanks so much for having me on, and congratulations to the San Francisco Giants.
Aha. Now, you know, it turns out that I am sort of bi-coastal. I don't travel very much, but I happen to have a home in your district in Florida. Did you know that?
Absolutely, I do.
And I hope that in December, if you and your wife are in Florida, I mean, I'm doing this on the radio, I shouldn't do it, you can join us for a group of people to come out. You're probably very busy with your church and your friends and family, but I'd love to personally meet you at that time, Colonel.
No, you will, and I can tell you that my wife would dump me just to go and have a dinner with you.
Oh, my God. You have so much in your background. You are 4 generations now of military?
Absolutely. 4 generations going back to my dad, who served in World War II, my older brother, Nam, I did 22 years, and now my nephew is a young captain, also a paratrooper servant as well.
Colonel, during the campaign, it was a long time you were an underdog. Am I correct?
Yeah, you know, it was. You know, the media really tried to portray us as an underdog, but I tell you, when they started to get the sensing that we were gaining momentum and we had a great shot of an upset, they really unleashed the dogs on us down here. You know, releasing. They put my social security number and my wife's employment number in a mail piece that went out. They tried to make me part of an all-white motorcycle gang and said that I was dealing drugs and also...
Wait a minute. They made you part of an all-white motorcycle gang even though you're African-American?
Absolutely. I guess I was, you know...
That must have been an honor for you, I suppose.
Well, they saw too many episodes of the Sons of Anarchy.
You mean they try to make you into a token white in a white motorcycle gang? Is there no end, no bottom to which... Who are you running against? What's the character's name?
Yes, Ron Klein. And
what did Ron do prior to running for office?
Well, he's been a career politician. He's been in the State House here, the State Senate, and then the U.S.
Did you say he was a maitre d' in a steakhouse?
Pretty much, lawyer, lobbyist, the whole 9 yards. So.
So he didn't work in a steakhouse. You said he was a senator in the State House. So he must have really gotten. I mean, the whipping you gave him is going to really humiliate him, isn't it?
Well, it did, and as a matter of fact, he still has not called to offer me congratulations or to concede. But you know, that's okay. We know the truth, and you know, when you're dealing with people that don't have much character, you just push it aside and you press on.
Colonel, when you now that you're a congressman, your district stretches from where? From where in the north of Florida to where in the south? Where's the district?
Yeah, we are down on the southeastern coast. If you're familiar, from Fort Lauderdale all the way up to Jupiter Inlet, is pretty much a coastal district, although it does have 3 locations where it kind of shoots in westward. But Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, Deerfield Beach, Boca Raton, Delray, Boynton Beach, Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Palm Beach Gardens.
But Congressman, let's talk about this. This is interesting to me. This district is largely white, isn't it? Ethnically?
You're correct. It's 92 to 93% white.
No, well, that's an amazing story. Here you are, an African American, if I can use that designation. I didn't use it once before you came on the show, but we have to talk about it. Yet you won in a district that's 92% Caucasian. How is that possible, given the fact that this race was so polarized along racial lines, and it really was?
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, I never talked about myself being a black candidate. I talked about myself, my commitment to my country, my conviction to this constitutional republic, and we talked about the issues, and we always stayed focused. And even though Ron Klein never ran anything but negative ads the entire time, he never talked about his voting record, never talked about what he wanted to do going back to Washington, D.C. All he did was attack me. And there was a lot of people that wanted me to get into the back and forth with him, but I told them that's not what true honor and character is about. And we ended up winning because that's what prevails.
Let's talk about Congress for a minute. We can't cover the waterfront. I am very concerned about Obama's attacks on our national security, notably NASA, the space program, and also our nuclear arsenal. You know, I wrote a whole chapter on his war on our military, national security, and trickle-up poverty. I'm not fearing it because I sense it. It's because the man has actually given speeches that that's what he wants to do. Is this something that the Democrat Party is willing to tackle?
Yes, because the thing which you look at with the Democrat Party, they're more than happy to have a 21st century Sir Neville Chamberlain moment, because they believe that you can compromise, appease, and negotiate with despots, dictators, theocrats, and autocrats. They believe that they're so highly intelligent that if you sit down and talk with them long enough, they can convince you of the error of your ways and that you should not be out there making war. They tend to not understand that a lot of the world is still Machiavellian, and the prince is always looking to be strong and to be respected through his strength. And I agree with what Ronald Reagan said. You can have peace, but peace has to come through strength and not through conveying weakness, which is what we are doing in definitely this Obama administration.
Colonel, I don't want to put you on the spot. One of the platforms that I call for in my book is, I think this is going to become a very big issue, and I think the Democrats are liable to lead with it, by the way. I'm calling for tariffs on Chinese goods. Now, strangely enough, the Republican Party oppose tariffs. I have read that many Democrats in the swing districts are actually going to make this a big issue going to 2012. Do you have an opinion on that issue?
Yeah, I absolutely do, and I think it's the difference between free trade and fair trade. China is still a communist country, and the trade surplus that they have been able to create and develop because we've given them such favored trade status is going not towards the betterment of the lives of the Chinese citizen. It's going toward their having the world's largest blue water navy. And the critical thing, it's going to hurt me saying this as a soldier, but the means by which you project a nation's power is through the seas. And when you think about them having this large navy, you think about the fact that they're controlling the Panama Canal, the fact that they're all over the world looking for energy resources, they're here in the Caribbean. This is a huge threat. And the next thing you know, they will threaten the open sea lanes of commerce. So we have got to understand that your economic strength is part of your national power. And you've got to use trade as a means by which you can strengthen it with your allies. And I think that's where free trade comes in. And I think it's sad that we don't have those free trade agreements with Colombia or South Korea, but yet we're having this trade, open trade agreement with China, who they're just turning it upside down on us. And plus, they're owning so much of our debt. So soon they're going to completely own us.
Colonel, I know why you won the election. It's not only because you're a patriot and people know it, but because you answer questions directly and intelligently and honestly. And I hear it right now. And I think America's going to slowly come to understand this is a new dawn in America. With men like you in Congress, I really have hope for the future of this country. And again, I want to extend an invitation. I hope to be in Florida in December, for sure, January. Do you have? You'll be in Congress in January, correct?
Yeah, well, I'll probably have to leave and go up to D.C. Sometime after Christmas because we'll have the swearing in early January. But if you're down here in December, Beowulf knows how to get a hold of me. And if my wife, who is listening, who I'm quite sure she is, finds out that we did not get over to your house for dinner, she'll hang me.
Now, wait a minute. You have some family. I can't believe this. I want to say see you there, but wait a minute. His wife, Angela, holds an MBA and PhD and works as a financial planner. That's amazing. So she's Dr. West. And does she refer to you as Colonel and you refer to her as Doctor? No,
she refers to me as Private, and I refer to her as Doctor.
Colonel West, a true honor having you on the Savage Nation. Congratulations. I'm glad that we were with you in the beginning, and I hope we're with you all the way up the line. And again, if you know of a good deli that needs managing, let us know, because we'll forward it on to your former opponent who's going to be looking for a job.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm really honored. You've been there with me ever since back in Iraq in 2003, and I want to thank you and the Savage Nation for all the great support that you gave to us, and we press on, and we will be a principled leader for our country.
God bless America. Thank you very much. Congressman-elect Alan West from Florida. What a beautiful moment that was for me. It's a glow. I got a little glow from it. To actually hear a realist and a patriot, a man who, who has been there fighting for this country and comes back and runs for office and against all odds. I want you to think about it. He ran against an entrenched politician in South Florida, and the man wins. How do you explain that? African American in a white district. I thought this was a racist nation. According to the liberal playbook, it was a racist nation. Anyone who opposed Obama was not a patriot. They were a racist. Well, I guess we've come to see that that's a falsehood. Anyway, I'm going to be focusing over the next weeks and months on Obama's attacks on our security, by the way, more than anything, and Obamacare. And I'm going to try to educate you without boring you. I know many of you don't want to hear it anymore. Probably after tomorrow, I would guess, you're going to start turning away from the whole political deal. You know, it's a natural phenomenon. You've heard it. You know it's a sweep. You know it's unprecedented, and certainly you want to hear the victory speeches and all of that. But then after a while, I mean, how much more are you going to listen to it? And you'll go back to your normal lives, which you have to do to make a living and to enjoy yourself. Let's not forget that life is supposed to be enjoyed. We can't forget that, can we? Can we forget that life is supposed to be enjoyable? Many of us work so darn hard. We worry so much. We worry for ourselves and our family and our country that we've forgotten that one of the key purposes of living is to enjoy ourselves. So just maybe even I, Michael Savage, can let go for a little bit, lighten up a little bit over the next weeks, God willing, and I'll learn to enjoy myself with you right here on the Savage Nation. I'll be right back.
Savage.